Uh, so the idiom I chose to talk about is bite the bullet. This is a phrase most of us have probably heard or even used without really thinking about it, where it came from. Usually, when someone says they need to bite the bullet, they mean they're about to do something they really don't want to do, but they know it has to be done. If you take the phrase literally, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Biting a bullet doesn't automatically connect to being brave or dealing with a difficult situation. Without knowing the background, the phrase sounds kind of harsh or even confusing, which is why the history behind it is important. The origin of bite the bullet goes back to wartime medical practices in the early 1800s, I think, before anesthesia was widely available. During battles, soldiers were often badly injured and needed surgery immediately, sometimes even amputations. Because doctors couldn't properly numb the pain, soldiers were sometimes given a bullet to bite down on during the procedure. It helped them endure the pain and kept them from screaming or clenching their teeth too hard and shattering their teeth. Over time, the phrase stopped being used in literal sense and started being used more figuratively. Instead of referring to physical pain, it began to describe emotional or mental discomfort. The meaning shifted to accepting that something is going to be tough and choosing to get through it anyways. Today we use bite the bullet in everyday situations that are nowhere near as extreme. For example, someone might say they had to bite the bullet and talk to their professor, or bite the bullet and spend weekends studying. The situation might be uncomfortable or stressful, but the idea is the same, pushing through something you'd rather avoid. I think this idiom is interesting because it shows how language sticks around even when original situations no longer exist. People using this paraphrase have never thought about its history, but the meaning still comes across clearly. Bite the bullet is a good example of how understanding the background of a phrase can completely change how you hear and understand it, really. So that's all I got.